Hello viewers, me and team here, and welcome to another Civ 4 post commentary. This will be episode 12 of the Hall of Fame Challenger 6 Game 2, where we are trying to win domination on Emperor with China. Yes, so they're giving us a little bit of challenge in the civs, and a little bit of challenge in the difficulty. Good times. There aren't as many comments today, so I guess I will go to them and then discuss the game with whatever time I have left. So let's do that. And the first question for me is by Holland883. Will you play the Earth Challenge again, and will you play Civ 5 again? By the way, you don't have to sing this time. Well, it's good to know that I don't have to sing, but now that the floodgates are open, there might be... No. Let's focus on the questions. Will I play the Earth Challenge? I actually played the Earth Challenge a second time, tried out a theory of mine. I picked Chieftain and just dominated. I had like every tech in the game by around 1400 AD. I was a little bit slow to secure domination because I didn't go on my final conquest spree soon enough. But that was good for right around 200,000 in score. So if you were to get sushi or cereal mills or something grow bigger a little bit sooner, I'm sure if you were fast enough, you could get even higher, like closer to 500,000 on Earth Challenge with like newbie difficulties, which is kind of funny because right now the top scorer is in the 500,000s. And the score I got would have put me in the top 10, so once he updates that, that'll be interesting. But I don't know that I'm going to cast it again because the turns get really slow, and playing like weak difficulties and just stomping around with chariots isn't really the most exciting way to let's play a game, in my opinion. As for Civ 5, I will play it once it gets out of its beta state, which it's still in. There still needs some fundamental balance things. I really hate that the primary aspect of good high-level play is fleecing the AI for gold because it's stupid and will trade for luxury resources, but it's balanced in a way that that's kind of what you need to do to succeed. And pretty much your late game is all research agreements and the bulbs. So, when you have basic empire management, it's less of a factor because of that. I'm not saying that there isn't challenge or that it can't be fun or anything, but to me it just doesn't seem to have the strategic depth of Civ 4 or some of the other games I'm going to be let's playing in the near future. So, take that as what you will. And as I said, Mad the Jin has a great channel, Civ 5, and... Bibor, once he's doing it again, is pretty interesting. There's other ones too. If you look on Civ Fanatics, there's quite a few Let's Players now running Civ 5. So you have your pick on that. But I probably won't, at least in the foreseeable future. If it's patched so that it gets a lot better, then I might give it another look again. I'm always keeping my eyes on it. We do discuss it on a routine basis on Polycast. So I need to stay current, at least with the game theory of Civ 5. So yeah, if it looks interesting to me, then I'll check it out again. Maybe I'll even cast it now that I can do so. But that's something that I'm not going to say is in the works right now. Next up by Blissy, one of the most annoying special walls in the world, but has a question for me. Since everyone seems to be asking what series you haven't played, have you ever tried King's Bounty? Unfortunately, no. I guess I'm just gaming deprived. I'm sorry. No, but I haven't tried King's Bounty. And, yeah. Boiler, cool. I'm looking forward to seeing you play Mafia. I did not record it yesterday. I probably should have, especially since I slow-played a serial killer role, claiming Survivor the entire game, until it was me, the Godfather, a jester, and the jailer, who kept jailing the Godfather. And the Godfather kept wondering, this guy who claims Survivor is probably witch. Why isn't he lynching the jailer, or whatever? But as it turns out, we lynched Godfather, and then I used my first and final kill to take out the jailer, who was bragging about how awesome he was, right up until he got SK'd to death with sharp knives. And I left a nice little death note for him. It was very fun. Dylan522p asks, have I tried any of the Paradoxian games? Europa Universalis 3, Victoria 2, Crusader Kings, Hearts of Iron 2. I actually haven't tried anything by that. Is that a developer studio? Whatever. I unfortunately have not. Similar to the King's Bounty series. Someone Gathering 2 is telling me that Dota 2's beta is awful right now because you have to have a lot of good medium stacks running around and queue, stopping, just everything if they don't meet another team. Okay, so basically what he's telling me is that you probably need another good team or you're going to get raffle stomped. But that's always true in these games. Dota is really reliant on team play. I mean, yeah, you can get lane stomped and destroyed and fail without a team, but a lot of my losses back in the original Dota were that happening to somebody else, and there's not a lot you can do, because if you leave your lane, then there's like either nobody in your lane if you're solo, or your second hero can't really be expected to hold up against two players in that lane, or depending on Pyro's picked or whatever. But I actually think I'm going to ask Ice Frog for a beta key. We'll see if he actually gives it to me, but, you know, it's worth a shot asking, because that's a game or a genre that I've left dormant in my playing time that I kind of regret. It's been awesome. Here it is. Martin Luther Ruled 1. Hey, quick follow-up from the last vid. So, grow cities to take maximum value from trade routes when you get to Astro, as opposed to immediate short-term benefit of commerce from riverside cottages. The immediate benefit isn't in favor of the cottages. It's from the... there is no immediate benefit to cottages relative to working farms and running as specialists. It takes a good 70 turns for a non-financial, non-riverside cottage to catch up to the output that you would get, assuming you're at your happiness cap, from running a specialist. So that's and then you have cost of growth things to factor and everything else. But cottages are not your short-term advantage unless you're like financial and building the riverside or something. Like, they might be competitive right away then, but I'm not financial, and we're not talking about riversides for the most part. I did make a small misplay. I probably underworked a bit and then didn't get enough tile improvements, although the whip offset most of that. That wasn't too bad. But yeah, it would take longer for a cottage to grow to a village and or town, especially town, and I wouldn't even be in the civics that would benefit the town enough that it's just not worth working them. You know, a farm I can just whip right away as soon as I get to the tech for cavalry, whereas with cottages, not only do they get me to cavalry slower because I'm not enjoying them as towns in this time frame, or at least not for a long enough period during this time frame, but I also have to do something about production then, which, you know, rush buy, I guess, but if you don't have towns, markets, grocer, banks set up, rush buy is really weak, so there really wasn't a good out there, unfortunately. And so cottages just don't work out. Yes, well, and then, yeah, I don't need Kremlin for rush whip. That's, I'll be fine without it. And that's a lot of extra teching to get it, so I'll probably skip that too, or I will, as I recall. Okay, for how long did you... This one's by Matt B. How long did you practice singing Say My Name before you thought you were ready? Did you already know the lyrics by heart? Did I watch the music video a few times so I could capture the essence? Did singing affect the Diplo situation? Well, singing can affect the Diplo situation, but I'm afraid... I'd rather not admit this, but when Say My Name came out, I'm pretty sure I was in high school. Yeah, so, you know, I heard it on the radio constantly, and I still remember it. I didn't have to watch the music video. I didn't practice it at all. I just sung it at the start of a video. Much with varied degrees of hatred and despisings, certainly, but... yeah, I did not practice. And yeah, here I'm gearing up for cavalry. And that's actually all the questions, so I'm going to comment on my strategy here a little bit. I know, novel concept in a Civ game, actually speaking about the game a little bit, beyond just questions. But now that I'm at the cavalry tech, I am basically going to chain whip the entirety of my empire every other turn in the near future to try to produce them quickly. Because at this point, even if I go into negative in gold or whatever, it's not going to matter. I'm just going to conquer everything quickly. I've been building up galleons, and so I'm going to have enough of those to ship over to take anything on the other continent. So I'm just going to quickly raffle stomp Charlemagne here with cavalry, and yes, I have them scouted out with my horse archers, and then go over to the other side of the world to finish the deal. So that's the plan with the cavalry. Yeah. Cavalry, really not too hard to use against pre-gunpowder units, and I have plenty of galleons, so I can ship these immediately as needed. And yeah, I'm actually splitting down some galleons to load up the cavalry after they finish with Charlemagne right away. They can heal on the move. So this has been working out for me pretty well here. I actually planned it out. But that brings us to the end of the video, and so I will stop off the post-commentary here. Give a like if you like this video, and I will see you guys in the next part. The main team signing off.